All right, Shalom Alaikum. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches word in our true faith sincerity. And yeah, today, I just want to do a lesson concerning this comment, which I'm going to title it, my response to chart is the least of your worries. And this is pretty much to you casual Israelites. Just think that you coming in this thing to be celebrated, that is all about debating and cutting your auntie, man. No, it's actually about life and death. This is a matter of life and death. And the bridge to that, whether you live or not, is if you can understand this and you can hearken unto this, man. This truth, man. That's the first step of your salvation is you clinging on to this truth, man. But I'm gonna read the comment. We'll get the scripture. So this from a nigga named Ziggy, man. So just the avatar, the name itself lets you know this is somebody that you can't take serious, man. So it says we are supposedly in the year 2020. Can we stop with this fake 12 tribes BS? The original Mexican are black, and the original natives are black. The 144 ain't nothing but black people all over the world. Pretty much the pharaohs and Moses' story. So as you can see, what type of level this man is on, man. Out of all this going on, you got the pandemic, you got this vaccine, you got this word mandatory been thrown around recently, in the news. And this man is worried about the chart, man. Well, in that time, you're not going to be worried about the chart, when all hell break loose, when that famine come, when this devil come down with you with great wrath, when there's an overwhelming military presence in the streets of Babylon, man. You're not going to be worried about the chart then, man. And that just further proves that this man has a lack of faith. He's not spiritual at all. It's black this and black that. Which this is a black man he's a black man. Which we know that word black goes to filthy, unrighteous. You so worried about black people because you black. You're gonna stay black and die. But as you can see the response that I brought forth, it says, Ziggy, the chart is the least of your worries. Why? Because all hell is about to break loose pretty soon. And it lets you know, man, that everyone that say they're Israelite, this is not gonna benefit you, man. Just knowing you're an Israelite. There's more to this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start off with this. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, and verse 17. It said, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. See? And if it began at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel? See? So the hell is going to the ones, it's really starting off with the ones that know they Israel at first, man. And the ones that really do obey the gospel, it's starting with them. Then it said, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel, man? Of the Most High. Meaning what? What's going to be the end of these niggas that know they Israel, man? That's not taking this thing seriously. You taking this as another phase in black culture, man. The dashikis, that kind of went out of style pretty fast. And then now you got niggas with t-shirt and fringes, man. So what's gonna be the end of them? Death, man. It said, and if the righteous shall be scarcely saved, what shall the ungodly in the sinner appear? See? So the righteous is gonna be scarcely saved. Meaning we're gonna be in very intense situations, man. To where it's gonna take divine intervention. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna be worried about a chart in that day, man. Worried about you trying to bring all black people together. You're not going to be thinking about that. You're going to be thinking about what you're going to eat. How can you escape that military, man? Is you going to take that vaccine? What is the mark of the beast? See, they ain't worried about that. But reality going to hit them in their face pretty soon. Matter of fact, let's see. This is Jeremiah. chapter 30, and verse 4. Verse 5. It said, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." See? And that's what you hear. The sword being blown, man. You know? You hear the trumpet being blown for the sword to come. See, this is not a time to be debating. You know, you debating on who the real triad is, man. See, we passed that. You know, it's like it's like you. You in the fourth quarter. You know, you got to get this. You got to score. This nigga still worried about what happened in the first quarter. No, we had in a very intense part of the game right now, man. Where this devil's about to come down with great wrath, man. When this vaccine is about to be mandatory, what's going to ultimately lead to the chip, man. That's the time we in. But you got a nigga that want her worry about the chart, man. But as you can see, it's a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace, meaning all hell's about to break loose. It said, "As now, and see whether a man doth travail with child," and that's the situation Ziggy is gonna be in, man. He's gonna be in that situation. It says, "Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all face are turned into paleness." See, meaning what, you're gonna be spooked, man. You watch these like the old Scooby-Doo cartoon where they turn white for fear. Well, that's what's gonna happen to you niggas, man. That's what's gonna happen to you niggas, man. You're gonna turn pale. It's gonna be like the spirit left your body, man. When the truth kick in your door, or when a newly created beast come forth. You know, when that famine come, when you actually witnessing cannibalism. That's when your face gonna be turned to paleness. You're not gonna be debating about a chart then, man. You're gonna be worried about what you're gonna eat in that day. So, cause that's what it's gonna come down to. You know, you ain't gonna be thinking about nothing else but your next meal. You know, it said, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble." See, that's the time that we're in, man. What else can you know? There's nothing else you could talk about, man. There's nothing else you could talk about. But the time that we in, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. You know, the time where all hell is about to break loose in a major way. And then this devil's about to come down with you on great wrath, man. You know? It says, "But he shall be saved out," and that's talking about the elect. Those are the only ones that's going to be delivered. Because they understand the seriousness of this truth, man. They understand that it's more to debating, man. This is a matter of life and death that we in, man. And with the bridge of that is this truth. So you can hearken unto this truth you believe. Well, that's the first step of your deliverance. But if you bucking up against the chart, you know, especially in this time, you got a long way to go, man. And which you ain't got enough time to, you know what I mean? Let you repent. But nigga talking about the chart in the time that we in, you know, it's kind of too late for you niggas, man. Let's see, I think that's Habakkuk. Yeah, Habakkuk 3. Habakkuk 3 and 2, it said, "O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid." See? And you coming up against a doctrine, that means you're not afraid. You're trying to find another way out, man. And and if you don't say that the mark of the beast is a microchip, that means pretty much you still want to be here in America, man. That's what it come down to. Do you want to still be here in America or not? You know? And that's what these niggas, when they come up against you, you know, they just saying that, "Hey, man, we want to stay here a little bit longer." You know? But as you can see, it said, "I've heard that speech was afraid," meaning what? You heard the prophet's message and you was afraid. You want to know what can you do to get on a good side of your house by Shemi shot, man. You know? Instead of saying, "Well, you right, but..." See, that's the wrong approach, man. You know? It says, "O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known, and wrath remember mercy." And that's what we hoping the Lord, you know, bestow upon us, his mercy, man. See, that's what I'm saying? We in the time of wrath. Like the Lord said, you know, as the days of Noah were. The days of Noah was a time of wrath. The Lord judged the planet Earth on a global scale, like how he about to do now, man. You know, the planet Earth's about to be judged in a global scale. You know, by the way of fire. Even though the whole planet Earth is not gonna be destroyed, certain parts of the Earth gonna be hit by the missiles. You know, the fire from the chariots. But everybody's gonna suffer these plagues, man. One way, form, or fashion, man, in a global way. So we in a time of wrath. So what we hoping for? Mercy in that time, man. Not worried about who the black people are, man. You know, and it lets you know that the count, you know, those blended Israelites, they don't know what time we in, man. That's that mixed wine, you know. That's that mixed wine they've been drinking, and you see the results of a nigga that's drinking that type of doctrine. They don't know what time we in, man. We're in a time of wrath. So what we hoping for? Mercy. Let's see, let's see, yeah, 2nd Ezra 16. I think it's yes, I started 17. It said, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? See? You see what Ezra was, what his mind was, what he was really concerned about in the times to come, man? In those days, which if we are in those days now, which is the time of wrath. So he said, who would deliver me in those days? We know it's Yahweh Shimon Shai. That's what we worried about. Is the Lord going to bestow mercy upon us in that day? We're not worried about, is the chart right? No, man. We worried about, is the Lord going to deliver us in those times, man? Because it's about to get hectic. You know, the news coming out that that, like I said, that word mandatory has been thrown out more and more in the media, man. You know, that the military is going to be a strong military presence here. You know, it's gonna be a famine, pestilence, cannibalism. I tell you, the love of many shall wax cold. All hell is gonna break loose completely here in America, man. And you got a nigga worried about the chart. You know, you're gonna eat that chart in the time of the famine. You're not gonna be thinking about debating in that time, man. You're gonna be thinking about what you're gonna eat in that time. You know, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See, you see what Ezra was worried about, man? That's what we meditating on. You sleeping with blue jeans and a t-shirt on every night because you anticipating them truths kicking in your door. You know? You anticipating this hell that's about to come forth, this famine. You know, the lack of bread that's about to come on here in America pretty soon. Which, because when it hit here, it's going to hit the hardest, man. See, we're going to actually see the full extent of a famine. We're going to actually see the full extent of the sword being used. You know, these different plagues and pestilence. We're going to actually witness it to its very height, man. You know? And it wasn't just Ezra that was concerned about these things. All the prophets were. Because we know it's coming. It got to come for the kingdom to come forth. So a nigga worried about a chart, you know, that's going to be the least of your worries, man. That's going to be the very least of your worries. You're not going to be thinking about a chart when the troops, you know, run you down. Or hey, you might not even get the luxury to get thrown into a concentration camp. They might just blow you away, man. You know? Because you got the red list, the blue list, and the yellow list. So they might just blow you away, man. When that time comes, when they kick in your door. You might not have the luxury of going into a concentration camp. You know? And the Lord already appointed 4 kinds over you niggas, man. So, you know, 2/3 of people are slaves for death, and 2/3 includes even the ones that know they're Israelites. That's why I said the judgment going to begin at the house of the Most High. Those are the ones that know they're Israelites. And it says, it began at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel? So that means they know the gospel, but they ain't obeying it. They ain't subject unto it. They don't have that healthy fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So what's gonna happen to them? You know? That's why we just read in Isaiah 30. That they face gonna gather paleness, man. Meaning what you're gonna be overcome with fear in that day. You know? It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendments. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. And as you can see, the news is nothing but famine, plague, and tribulation and anguish. It's nothing but hell. The planet Earth is on fire right now. It's something going on somewhere on the planet Earth right now. There's a famine in this land. There's riots in that land. You know, it's a plague in this over here. It's a plague over there. You know, tribulations, anguish. That's happening throughout all the planet Earth on a global scale right now. And it's sent as scourges for men, meaning what? It's a whipping. The Lord is urging you to get right. Don't you see these things coming? Don't you see these things are here and they continue to grow? You know? But it said they shall not turn from their wicked, meaning what? You still trying to cut your auntie. You're not really seeing the seriousness of this truth, man. It says, but they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. See, you're not mindful when Trump said he's going to use the military to dish out the vaccines. You weren't mindful of that. So what's going to happen? You're going to get caught up in it, man. And that's what will happen to a lot of these niggas that say they Israelites, man. You know? But the point is, the chart will be the least of your worries, man. That's the last thing you should be thinking about. You know? It's good to know that you're an Israelite. And if you don't believe in the chart, it's all about faith anyway, man. If you can't get it, you know, it's just not meant for you to get it, man. But as you can see, you got niggas still thinking about that, not knowing that this military is about to be a strong military presence here in America pretty soon, man. So, somebody got to suffer the judgment. Is somebody going to be delivered and somebody going to be judged, man? You know, and we just hoping that we the part of the ones that's going to be delivered. That's why I said, and wrath, remember mercy. That's what we hoping for in that day. You know? But the ones that want to debate and talk about the chart or whatever that's not really relevant in this time, hey, to hell with you, man. Destruction unto you, war unto you, man. You know? So, yeah, I can hope that edify and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the positive elders, great millstone, Shalom, to the elect that teach the word in our true faith and sincerity. DTA, about